Hey guys, it's Andrew, and this is why we're fat. All right, so dinner. We're having pork chops tonight. 2 pork chops from our butcher box, defrosted in the refrigerator overnight, so they're nice and they stay nice and cold, and they defrosted correctly. But we're going to put them in a brine. It is just noon. Matt will be home around 7:30 tonight, so they're going to spend about 6.5 hours in the brine, which is what we want to do. This is my go-to quick pork chop brine that we're going to do today, and it starts with ginger beer. So we're going to take this is a 7.5 ounce one of those baby cans of ginger beer. This brine totally scales up or down really easy. It's like not hard. So we're going to put this in here, and we'll talk as this heats up why we're brining, kind of what we're doing here. So we'll put that in there. We have, put this here. Forgot to get my knife, my little cutting board. I have about 1.5 cups of ice cubes here because it's a quick brine. So we want to make it and cool it really quick so we can put our meat in it, and then a container with a lid. I have 1 orange. We're going to slice it. We're going to squeeze right into the ginger beer, and we're going to put half of the orange in the brine. The whole orange juice, and then we'll get rid of that. We have a 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar, and we have about a tablespoon of kosher salt, a teaspoon of black peppercorns, and a teaspoon of chili flakes. You can omit the chili flakes if you're not a spicy food fan, that's fine. And then we're gonna kind of rough chop some garlic, and I have a couple little bits, and brines are a good place to use the little nubbins of ginger that you have on your ginger. We're going to slice those up, so we have about 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of ginger. So we're going to cut these garlics, just slice them, nothing fancy. You can also just whack them and crush them, it's fine too. I'm going to slice them though, because that's apparently what I decided to do. Okay, we're going to drop the garlic in there. This, break it up. And this is on a medium-high heat because we want it to come to a quick boil as fast as possible. Then we're going to do the same thing with our ginger. Just slice it up into little coins. No fancy, you don't need to peel it for this because we're not eating this. We're just using it for the flavor. I love the way fresh ginger smells. Oh, it's so good. If you can't find ginger beer, I know sometimes that can be a little hard. Ginger ale works too, but I would cut back on the sugar, the brown sugar, if you use ginger ale because it's sweeter. It's got more to it. Put that in there, and now we're going to let that come to a boil, and boil for about a minute or 2 because we want to make sure that all of the brown sugar and all of the salt that we put in here is dissolved. It's had a minute or 2 to kind of warm up the garlic and the ginger that we put in there. Now we're going to get our pork chops ready to go in the brine. So I have some paper towels. Put on my cutting board because we're done using the cutting board for everything else. I'm going to get a knife, not a knife, pair of scissors I mean, to cut open the packet from the pork, over the sink. And we're going to put our pork right on our cutting board on top of our paper towels, and we are going to press off all the kind of the moisture, the juiciness that was on those in the package. And we're going to put those on our board. Throw this away. Wash our hands. And you can smell the ginger and the garlic and the peppercorns all kind of coming to life in that pot behind me. So now, the easy part. You're going to take your pot, it's all boiling and super great. Now, if you're not in a rush, you don't have to do this over ice. But in this case, we're in a bit of a rush because I got to get back to the job that pays the bills. So we're going to take our hot and we're going to pour it slowly, all of the stuff in our little jar, in our little pot, over the ice. Make sure we get all the peppercorns and all of the chili flakes and garlic bits that we put in there to season this mixture. In there, and you just kind of stir it around to cool it down. Once it's cool, you're going to take it and you're going to drop your pork into it. Try to get it under the ice. Just like that. Again, wash your hands. You want to be clean. No touching raw meats. Okay? And then we put our lid on and it marinates. And that's it. Super easy. This works. This same marinade is super tasty on chicken breast, chicken thighs. We mostly use it on pork. But the nice part about this is it's going to come out in 6.5 hours. It's going to go into a skillet. It's pan sear and finish in the oven for a few minutes, and it's perfect every time. Totally well seasoned. The sugar that's in there kind of gets on the outside of the pork and creates a beautiful caramelized kind of crusty bit on the outside. Super nice. But we'll put it in the refrigerator. It'll stay in the refrigerator for about 6 hours. I'm going to pull it out of the refrigerator a half hour before I cook so the pork can come back down to room temperature so it doesn't seize up when we put it on the heat. But anyways, I'm Andrew, and this is Why We're Fat, and this is my ginger pork brine. Have a good day!